Hi, it's Sylvester. I made a video yesterday talking about ICE, and in that video I said that I don't really have a lot to say about ICE other than fuck ICE. But it turns out I do have some things to say. Not even really about ICE, but just kind of about immigration. And this is all stuff that's been said before by millions of other people, millions of times. None of this is new, but I do think that some of it is worth repeating. And I don't have the biggest platform, but if I can change one person's mind about immigration, or at least maybe not even change somebody's mind, I don't even know why I'm making this video because, like, it's not really going to make a difference probably, and I assume if you watch my videos, you probably have the same beliefs that I have. You probably already hate ICE and the way immigrants are treated in America and even in Canada. It's just, I'm probably preaching to the choir here, and if you're somebody who does support ICE and who hates immigrants, this video probably isn't going to change your mind. So, go ahead and leave a hate comment down below and go away, I guess. Like, I don't know. I don't know if this video is really going to make any kind of difference, but I have some things to say, so I'm going to say those things. Firstly, this is stolen land. Here in Canada, this land belongs to Indigenous people. I am not, as far as I'm aware, Indigenous. I am a white person. I am a descendant of immigrants. And so it feels like really hypocritical for white people in Canada and America to hate immigrants because, again, we are the products of immigrants. We are the products of immigration. This land does not belong to us. This land belongs to Indigenous people who are treated like second-class citizens on their own land. That is a whole other topic for a whole other video, but genuinely, it is so hypocritical for white people in Canada and America to say that immigration is the problem because we come from immigration. We are immigrants. Secondly, the people who hate immigration, at least people who I've met, like, I don't live in America, I live in Canada, and we have a lot of immigration. There's a lot of immigrants living here as well. Thankfully, things aren't as bad here for immigrants as they are in America, but there's still a lot of anti-immigration sentiment. There's still a lot of people who really hate immigrants living in Canada, and I've seen this firsthand. I've seen people hating on immigrants, but the only immigrants who get hate are the ones who are not white. So it's like these anti-immigration people don't hate immigration, they hate non-white people. It's racism. And, like, call it what it is. If you're gonna be a racist piece of shit, at least have the decency to acknowledge that you're racist. And it's not really even about immigration, it's about racism. Because I have known immigrants who were white, and they do not get the kind of hate that non-white immigrants get. Like, my sister had this friend growing up, and his parents were, I think, Dutch. I don't remember. It was a long time ago, but they were immigrants, and but they were white. And so they weren't accused of stealing jobs. They weren't accused of ruining this beautiful country. They were welcomed into the community, and their differences were celebrated. It was seen as, like, cool that they were from some faraway land. Whereas, and I had a friend in high school who was Danish. She and her parents were Danish immigrants, and she was a first-generation Canadian. But they were white, they were blonde, they had blue eyes, they were not treated with the same kind of hatred that immigrants who are not white, like, they were welcomed into the community. The fact that they were Danish was seen as cool and unique, and it was celebrated. But if it's an immigrant or the child of an immigrant from, say, India, they are treated like they are ruining this country, they're stealing jobs, they're, like all that sort of rhetoric. Like, it's just, again, it's just straight up racism. It's racism. You don't, the people who hate immigration don't hate white immigrants. They just don't. And like when it comes to refugees, people escaping war and stuff like that, it's the same idea. Like, people who come to Canada from the Ukraine are not, if they're white, are not treated with the same kind of disrespect as somebody coming from a war-torn country who's not white. It's just plain old racism, and it bothers me so much, because it's like, again, if you're going to be a racist piece of shit, at least admit that you're being a racist, and that you wouldn't care if the person immigrated here from, like, I don't know, the UK or something. If they were a white person, if they came here from somewhere where it's, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm getting frustrated. It's racism, and it bothers the crap out of me. And the last thing I want to say is that I am glad that people are protesting ICE. I'm glad that people are standing up for what they believe is right. I'm glad that that action is happening, that changes are hopefully going to be made. And I'm really sad that 2 people had to die in order to cause that reaction. I mean, I know people were protesting ICE before, but it seems to me that the deaths of Renee Good and Alex Preddy kind of were the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak. Like, that's what pushed a lot of people over the edge into realizing that ICE is bad. And it does kind of frustrate me a little bit that of all of the non-white people who have been targeted by ICE, who have been kidnapped by ICE, who have been hurt by ICE, all of these non-white people who have been treated terribly by ICE, it takes the death of 2 white people to really make people stand up and fight back. And again, I'm not the first person to say this, and I'm not saying that it's okay to kill white people. Please do not twist my words. The deaths of Renee Good and Alex Preddy are terrible and tragic and awful, and they shouldn't have happened. These people should still be alive today. But I just really doubt that if these people had been non-white, I doubt that the reaction would have been the same. Like, if Renee Good had been a Mexican, like, I don't know if people would have been as outraged. And, like, that sucks. It's sad. And I just wanted to point that out because I don't think enough people have pointed that out. Again, I'm not the first person to say any of this, and again, I am not saying it's okay to kill white people. It is absolutely horrible and a tragedy that Alex Preddy and Renee Good died. They should not have died, but I do think that there is racism at play here, and that it shouldn't have taken white people dying in order for the majority of America to realize that ICE is bad. Anyways, that's all. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Stay frosty. Bye.